I was reminded recently, was at the Captain Marvel movie, and there's a point where this energy like explodes out of her like a phoenix. So I remembered that in me as a kid, and I was happy. And so I've felt that many times in my life. So
that's that feeling of getting out ahead of it that we're talking about. That's really being in sync with who you are. It's sort of invincible feeling, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I can manifest it now, like sitting in front of you, and I feel it like an energy. Like, so I'm aware of this, right? I could levitate or cure cancer. Honestly, feel that way. It's the same energy as a kid. I knew that I could astrally walk, and so much of my life now, I feel the vortex often. Sometimes glimmers, sometimes minutes, parts of days, right? And I know that point when it's happening, right? Like, not sort of in the moment, but looking back. Like, when I'm in the moment, not really conscious of it. It's just like, it's just going, right? It's just like, psh, and it's like joy and everything's. So the question I'm getting to is, I guess I don't know what to do with the conscious manifestation of it. Like, am I supposed to do that all the time? So that's part of the question.
Awareness of it is really all we're asking. A desire for it, an awareness of it when it's happening. Not a quest for it, because that puts tension in it. Just an awareness of what it feels like to be in that natural state of connection. Because when you think about it, since you are a vibrational being and you're always offering a vibration, then you are always under the influence, you might say, of something, either source or some other stream of thought. And so by being aware of that, then you can guide yourself. It's like your inner being is out ahead of you. And you could almost hear your inner being saying, follow me. And if you were to say, where are you going? To everything you've been asking for. And all the fun along the way. Follow me. Just follow me. It would be like if you were to say, well, you know, da-da-da-da-da isn't going well, and your inner being says, follow me. Your inner being doesn't say, well, what do you mean? And what's bothering you? Your inner being just says, follow me. Let's go over here. And when you are practiced as you are, then it's easy for you to do that. And that's what's happening when you are feeling those ways that you were describing. Yes.
Yeah, and so that's part of it. And then somewhere in here there's real questions.
It's all right. We know there is, and we are willing to wait.
I've projected in my life so often, let's call them grandiose ideas. Let's say futures where I want to be, right? Like,
well, let's not call them grandiose. Let's call them the next logical step.
Agreed. And so I've often, myself, when I hear people say, oh, da-da-da, like that's, do what you're doing or do your homework or whatever, right? So I kind of put them aside, and I don't want to agree, but...
Can you hold your thought while we pick around this just a little bit? We can feel that you don't mean that they are grandiose, but what can feel that you do mean is that other people think they are. And that's the piece that trips you up, because when you try to see your vortex through the eyes of others who can't see it, they're not meant to see it, then it introduces unnecessary resistance. And so that's why it's a good idea to just keep things to yourself, because nobody argues with you being lighthearted. In fact, when you plan a party, aren't those the people you want to invite? Oh, I'm having a party. Really? Who are you inviting? Well, I thought I would just invite everybody that I know who's depressed and see if we can't just sort of cheer them up a little bit. And even you don't want to go to that party. But when you're thinking about getting together, don't you like those fun-loving, light-hearted, easy-going, easy-laughing, playful people? That's the way you want to be. That's the way you naturally are. And when you were a kid, that's the way you dominantly were. The word dominant is really what we want to introduce into this conversation. Because, as we were saying earlier, we are not asking you to let go of responsibilities or things that you feel like are important for you to do to maintain the continuity of your life experience. Of course, that's part of life. We just want the part that is dominant to be the light-hearted part, the easier going part, the believing in all possibilities part, knowing the power of the universe and knowing your ability to connect to it, knowing your ability to be under the influence. And we want to say to you, there's nothing serious going on here. Let's stop making deliberate creation a serious thing, and let's just make it a fun and natural thing. And after a little while, it will just start feeling odd to you. Esther sometimes will say, how did I get here? And then she remembers the series of serious decisions that she made in a responsible way to get to this place that she doesn't want to be. What am I doing here? What am I doing here with these serious people who think life is hard? I don't want to hang around with humans who don't get it. I want to play with the children whose parents are not good parents. I want to play with the children whose parents neglect them and don't helicopter over them and tell them everything they're supposed to do and think. The kids that still think that the world is their oyster and that everything revolves around them and life is supposed to be fun. And now what? Now what? Now what? Now what? Now what? Now what? That was really fun. Now what? Now what? And parents say, don't you ever get enough? No, because my inner being is out ahead of me saying, follow me, follow me, follow me. You said you like this, it's over here. You said you like this, it's over here. You said you like this, it's over here. We are not teaching irresponsibility. We're teaching leverage. We're teaching empowerment. We're teaching upliftment, you see. That's where you naturally are. That's who you dominantly are. And we don't just mean your inner being dominant. We can feel that's who you dominantly are. Just don't be surprised when others don't get it, because even you only get glimpses of it.
I'm trying to resolve this idea of ego, and maybe it's just a self-criticism. So I get the outside world saying, hey, and then, but when I think of something and then I myself become egotistical, I don't know how to resolve, I don't know how to understand.
Here's what we'd like to say to you about that. Vocabulary, conversation, words, it's sketchy at best because people use a lot of words and they mean a lot of different things when they use a lot of different words. And so when you all say ego, what we hear is focused personality. And you said, from your non-physical vantage point, before you emerged into this body, I'm going to go forth. That's a little egotistical. You didn't say we. I am going to go don a personality, which will be my point of focus. That's egotistical. That's focusistical. It's a point of attraction. You are a point of attraction. No one else can create for you. Only you can offer a vibration, and that vibration is coming because you are focusing. And so call that focus whatever you want, but don't diminish the value of it. The reason that people want to use ego or egotistical in a negative way is because they don't yet understand, they are not remembering or recalling, they're not actively engaged in their own deliberate creation. And so the way they're playing the game of their life so far is they are doing it through action, they are competitive and comparing activities, and what they mostly need from you is your help for them to be more of what they want. So they can't spare you caring about what you want. That's egotistical. They need you to help them with what they want, which somehow they don't see as egotistical. And so when you realize that no one else can vibrate for you, so nobody else is your point of attraction, then after a while, you start really appreciating your point of focus. And you know, if anything, using the word ego in the way that we are meaning it here, if anything, we want you to become more egotistical in the sense that we want you to join forces with your egotistical inner being who really knows who you are. Think about it. Your inner being accepts who you are and is looking at all that you've become. If anybody could get a glimpse of your vortex, it would blow their minds. And that may be the part that you're balking at just a little bit, because you don't want to expose all that you are to someone who doesn't get it. Because when people don't understand, they're going to criticize it, you see. When you are in tune with who you are, you're pure love, and you are perfect timing, and you are clarity, and you are of great value to this world. And no matter who you're interacting with, they are uplifted as a result, because you are adding emphasis to the vibrational center of them, which gives them an opportunity to be influenced upward to who they really are. And that can only be a really wonderful, good thing, yeah?
And so the moments when I feel less than, do I just say, I don't even look at it, right?
Well, your inner being isn't, and you looking at it is what's causing the current discomfort. You see, here's the thing. When we say to you that we know it would be better for you, what we really want for you, for all of you, is to react less to life and act more rather than reacting, tuning in and following the impulse of your broader knowing. We don't mean withdraw from life. Life's coming at you all the time. We just want you to know that the other option is there and reach for it more until that becomes the dominant part of who you are. You know those people who are dominantly happy, and you know those people who are dominantly optimistic, and you know the ones that try to fake it too. The way you focus equals the way you feel. And the way you feel is your point of attraction, but it's also evident to others. And much of the world has been responding to their awareness of how you appear to be. And so it gets all scrambled up. And then you try to sort that out. It just makes you crazy. And we just think it would be so much more lighthearted and so much who you really are to not try to figure out every single dynamic and combination of thoughts and people in the world, and instead be aware of your relationship with who you really are, period. And that doesn't mean ignore the others. That means tune in and then give your attention to them. And you know what? When you tune into who you really are and then you give your attention to one of them, you know what you will dominantly be saying to them? Follow me, follow me, follow me. And if they were to say, follow you where? To fun, to lightheartedness. Don't get too deep with them because they won't get it, but follow me, follow me. And they're over there complaining and really saying, no, you follow me because I have issues and you need to be there for me. But after a little while, they'll get it that you are dominantly, follow me, follow me. And if they don't feel like going to happy, they'll stop showing up in your experience. But if when you're saying follow me and they say no, follow me, and you say follow me and they say follow me, and you say follow me and they say follow me, please follow me, and you say okay, and you follow them, they never leave you. They'll never leave you. They'll just keep showing up and asking you to follow them. You got to decide. You got to decide what influence you want to be under and who you want to lead, you see, and how you want to lead. And one who's connected to that stream is more powerful than millions who aren't. And it won't be long before that's just dominantly who you are. And that doesn't mean you're withdrawing from the world. You can stand right in the middle of something that's going on in your world in some sort of chaotic sense, up close and personal to you, or maybe broader, nationally or globally. And you won't follow it. You'll be able to stand as your inner being stands and take it all in and not feel afraid of it or insecure or defensive. You're just thinking, follow me. And others would say, well, where are you leading us? To feeling better. Yeah, but we've got big problems. I know, follow me over here. There aren't any over here. But you need to face the problem. No, follow me over here. There aren't any over here. Have you been watching the news? No. No. Follow me.